It's a great honor to be here and to be with such distinguished panelists here today. Our topic for this session is going to be beyond the comfort of certainty. And if there's one thing clear so far is, from all the speakers that we heard this morning, there's a lot of uncertainty. And it's quite a momentous moment for Oman, as I would say also for the rest of the world. But let's get one thing clear. If there is one thing that I've learned over the last 20 years, giving guidance to organizations, to figuring out their strategy in view of this uncertainty, uncertainty is not the enemy. Uncertainty is good. Uncertainty gives you a competitive edge. The only thing that you need to do is to take the right bets. So, in a way, we are here right now. At this point, I figure this, if you want to use a picture, we are like at a spaceport right now. And investors into Oman have a choice of rockets that they want to take. The journey is difficult, it's dangerous. There is the American rocket. This is the one that is always in the movies. Then there is the Chinese rocket, new and shiny with amazing technology right now. Then there are the Tiger rockets. Maybe there's even some European rockets, an Italian one maybe, that is the most pretty, certainly. And anyway, the investors have a choice. And the question that comes to mind after having listened to the discussion this morning is, on what basis are investors taking the choice of actually engaging with Oman? And what can we do to actually enhance this and make them come to Oman? And for that, I couldn't have a more suitable panel here today. So let me invite my fellow panelists here today. First and foremost, His Excellency, Dr. Saqri, the Minister of Economy of Oman. Then next is Mr. Alardi, the President and CEO of the Stock Exchange of Investcorp. Thank you very much. He is going to be the voice of the finance sector. And then I have a very distinguished guest, Mr. Ali, a well-known entrepreneur, the voice of entrepreneurship in our round to round this off. Thank you very much. Yes, please. So, please do settle in. So, to start this round of questions, how we can manage this discomfort of uncertainty, there is basically two ways to understand this. To stay with the picture of the rocket that I should choose, and which rocket do I choose is, first of all, I have to have confidence that the captain of this rocket and his team know what they are doing. So they know their tradecraft, how to navigate uncertainty. So my questions to you are going to be, what does it take to manage this uncertainty? So it's the obvious part of managing uncertainty. How can I find my way through this mess that this world is today? The second question that I would like to invite you to reflect on is actually the destination of the rocket. Where do we want to go? Are the old certainties that I want to build a destination that is perfectly suited in, should I call it out, this Western-dominated world that we've seen for the last 75 years, and that is now changing and challenged? How should this destination look like? Is it different? So that's the two questions that we are going to reflect on in the big picture. So my first question to you, Your Excellency, is going to be, what must Oman get right in the next 5 years to stay on this really successful course that you have taken, to shift from an oil-dependent economy towards a diversified destination for investment? What does it take?
Thank you. I am pleased to be among such distinguished panels. I am also happy that we are all still awake. Everybody must have had a long day. So it is, you know, as we are coming at the end of the day, I think it will be our job to try and make you engage as much as possible. Hopefully, we will be able to tell you something you have not heard this morning already, because I was here this morning and the sessions were excellent and very interesting. So wish us luck. Anyway, as far as you know what it takes really to for any country, if you like, to diversify its economy, to find to depend lessen or to lessen its dependence on one source of income or one major source of income, usually you look into what sort of comparative advantage that each and every country has. This is the first place you look at. And I think in the case of Oman, it has to be location. I would add to that natural beauty. I think Oman also has energy resources, believe it or not. The economy has been driven by energy. We still have plenty of energy sources. If you don't believe me, walk outside for 5 minutes outside of this building and you will realize we have a lot of energy. And we intend to use this energy. And most important of all, I think it is the ingenuity of Omani people. So if you have these four, I think it is possible to overcome the challenges that you might face. And I would add to that, in the last 50 years or so, Oman actually has been investing heavily on its basic infrastructure, on its utilities. It has been investing heavily on its services. So besides investing on basic infrastructure, utilities, services, I still would look and enhance and look into logistics and manufacturing, since we are talking here about the importance of location. So this is the first place to look at, and I think Oman has been working on capitalizing on its location very well. We talk about major ports, we talk about Sohar Port, we talk about Duqm Port, we talk about Salalah Port. A lot of investment has taken place in these ports. This includes special economic zones. So enhancing the role of these, the current infrastructure is very important, as well as looking into manufacturing that will add value into the economy, such as food processing, pharmaceutical, minerals, petrochemicals, metal. These I think are basic requirements for any industrialization and moving away from fossil fuel dependence to a much more diversified sources of income. Of course, we must not forget the importance of other sectors of the economy, such as tourism. We talked about how beautiful Oman is, and I think it is beautiful. Yes, it is a hot country during summertime, but nevertheless, it is very diverse. His Excellency Qais this morning talked about how diverse Oman is. And I think it is only natural to look at tourism as a sector, as an important sector that will drive growth. And since I have been talking about energy, I hope I am not taking too much time. I think it is also very important to realize that we are blessed with a lot of energy sources. I'm talking here about solar energy, I'm talking here about wind energy, and it just happened in Oman, they complement and enhance each other very well. We have both, the efficiency of solar energy is quite good, the efficiency of wind is also quite good. So this is another area where we should be focusing at.
Perfect. Perfect.
So and then of course, you talk about any, any diversification or any successful story in any economy. You need to invest on people, so enhancing human resource development, including, education, technical education. This morning they talked about the importance of technical education. They talked about vocational training and how this should align with the need of the industry. So this is also another area where Oman should focus and look at, and it is.
Perfect.
And I would add to that, enabling the private sector is very important. Enabling foreign direct investment is also very important. When we talk about, enabling the private sector, basically we have to look into regulation or business environment that makes it very easy for businesses to establish and work in Oman. The process of FDI has to be very clear and also very easy. Last but not least, I think it is also very important to have collaboration, public and private partnership between the government and the private sector to make sure that we overcome this ambiguity and do very well.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Maybe building on your answer and extending my questions to Mr. Al-Ardi, what can Oman do, what should Oman do in the next 5 years to build the confidence of investors as an investment destination that is in a difficult region with certain risks? So what can you do about this?
Thank you. Well, I also want to say how it's an honor and a pleasure to be with Excellency and you all, and I really want to say thank you to His Excellency, the Minister of Commerce and the Under Secretary for really planning and executing on this convening. This puts Oman on the map, and it's, I hope it's a yearly calendar point from now on. Dr. Klein, from your, on the volatility and what can we do, I think in the short term, there is very little anybody can do because you really don't know what is going on.
Yes.
I mean, it's a bit of a yo-yo at the moment. Things are changing every day. There are tariffs because of reciprocity. There are tariffs on different industries, and then there are exceptions, and then there are tariffs to punish people. And it's really very complicated. There is nothing one can do in the short term rather than just wait and see where it settles. I think for the long term, Oman is really on the right track for what it really needs to do. His Excellency mentioned, the stability of the country, but it's the stability not just internally, but I think the role of Oman in bringing stability to the region. We all saw the discussions between the US and Iran in this, and I think that confidence of those nations in this country, it's not just a political asset, but it should be an investment advantage. So I think this is something we really need to work hard on doing. I think, secondly, we're building strong governance and strong institutions, and we saw the results of that in terms of better management of the fiscal policies, credit ratings is going up, rule of law is improving, and this gives Oman the right reputation that it needs to be that good environment. And then, of course, this massive economic diversification. I can't think of many countries in our region that really afford those kind of growth engines that are being pursued now in the country. And I think providing we continue on this, that's what we should be doing in 5 years and 10 years and 15 years.
Thank you. Mr. Ali, so your job is to keep us honest here in this discussion with the perspective of an entrepreneur and an outside investor. Have the gentlemen convinced you? Or what would tip the scale for your next $1 billion investment, whether you go to Oman or somewhere else?
First of all, thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Commerce and distinguished panelists for including me in this distinguished panel. Thank you very much. I'm in this great country since 25 years. We started with one shop in Salala. Now we have got 36 hypermarkets and shopping malls in this great country. So I will just start with what an investor needs to enter a country, to invest in a country. Now, number one, visionary leadership. Second, strong economy. Third, very good workforce. Fourth, very good infrastructure. Fifth, security and stability. This great country, Sultanate of Oman, we have got a visionary leader. Under the dynamic leadership of His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq, the country is progressing, prospering. That means all investors are convinced that we have got a visionary leadership, number one. Number two, economy. Sultanate of Oman, economy is strong and also getting more stronger in the coming years. I'm not talking about political, geopolitical, no. I'm not a political analyst to say about politics. I'm talking about an investor perspective. Third, we can see workforce. We have got 3,500 plus Omani national staff with us. They are very hardworking, very honest, dedicated, and punctual. That is important, and punctual. So we have got very good workforce here. Infrastructure, you can see all vilayat in this great country. Roads, bridges, and airport, seaport, all very international level infrastructure in this country. Fourth,
Yes.
security and stability. This country is secure and also secular. You have got different religious, like temple, like all religious freedom here in this great country. So this is the right time. All investors can come and invest, especially in the tourism. As rightly Excellency mentioned, the food processing. This what we also encouraging our manufacturers in different parts of the world, that you can come and manufacture a lot of raw materials available in this country.
Perfect, thank you.
And also here, the farmers, agriculturists, and they are also an industrialist. Together, they are doing a great job. And because as a retailer, we are very happy, and we are also procuring the local products and selling in our hypermarkets.
Thank you. So, Your Excellency, building on the points of Mr. Ali, is this the perfect moment now, or is this the moment of biggest danger to invest in the region? By this I mean, obviously, you didn't want to go into the topic of geopolitics, but it's there. It's the elephant in the room.
Well, you are asking a Minister of Economy of Oman, so what do you expect? Of course, I'm going to say this is the best, perfect time to invest in the region.
You're right.
But actually it is. I'm not talking politics, but it is actually for very good reasons. Okay? I know, we have been talking all day about ambiguity, uncertainty, and human beings, like ambiguity, uncertainty when it comes to work of art, poetry, when we talk about storytelling. But when it comes to investment, we need clarity. It is very important to have that kind of clarity. And I think this is what this region brings, is clarity, clear vision. All countries, I'm talking about Oman, we have a clear vision, 2040. It is clear for us where we want to be, where We are planning to go. We are basically looking at 5% GDP, real GDP growth. So that is a very, and this is something that is a roadmap that is conveyed in each and every 5 development plan. But this is not just exclusive for Oman. This is Saudi Arabia have their Vision 2030, United Arab Emirates, Kingdom of Bahrain. So, in other words, the region has a clear road map to where they want to get and achieve, where they want to be. So they are looking to diversify their sources of income. They are looking to decrease their dependence on oil resources. They are looking into renewables and the importance of investing in renewables, and we are invested with renewables. We have, I think, quite competitive, laws as far as investment is concerned. So the business environment is quite, conducive to investment. And I would say, and this is true actually, between among the GCC countries, we are competing for investments. But this is very positive. If you look at the business environment between 5 years back and now between the different GCC countries, it has improved so much. Why? Because each and every country, we know that we have to compete with each other to attract as much investment as possible. This is a very healthy competition. We know it, we talk about it, we realize it, and this does not stop us from working together. We have, as I said before, we have been building our infrastructure. We have state-of-the-art infrastructure. Utilities are excellent. Services are also excellent. This is also a very stable region. This is a very stable region. And it is emerging also a region that actually intermediate in major conflicts worldwide. So I definitely encourage you to invest in the region, to look into the region, look into Oman. We have the right kind of incentives. We have the right kind of legislation. We have the right kind of public-private partnership. So yes, again, I would emphasize this is definitely the right time to invest in the region for economic reasons, for all sorts of good reasons.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Al-Adi, then I have a question to you. You laid out, His Excellency laid out this clear perspective, and I think we heard this morning, it's about serenity, right? It's about peace of mind when you go into this country, you know what you're dealing with. Now, this is not necessarily, at least in my perspective, in sync with the expectation of investors. What I mean by that is, what is actually more important? Regulatory speed or regulatory consistency?
So, I think investors will probably prefer clarity of regulation more than speed. But if you can bring them together, I think you unleash huge investment opportunities. And you see, I think we have global examples that has happened in terms where all these two came together. I mean, look at the war program to deploy vaccines in the United States during COVID. Regulation should have taken years. It took months. It was done at the top safety standards. It deployed huge amount of vaccines and protected millions of lives. So I think investors do not mind to wait, providing that they see the clarity of that. But obviously, I think we are in this region, like His Excellency said, we're competing, not just competing within, but we're competing with other regions of the world. Southeast Asia is not sleeping. Singapore is not staying frozen. And at the moment, this region, I think, is in the top, one of the top bright spots in emerging markets because of all the things that His Excellency has said. There's clarity of vision, there's strong leadership, there is liquidity. It's a region that investing in itself and investing in the future, but we really cannot take it for granted.
Thank you. Mr. Ali, so in your first answer, you gave me 5 very convincing reasons why you invest here and why you have done so, and obviously you're going to stick with it.
Yes.
Yes? Now, but it's your chance to speak to the minister directly. What is the one thing that you would wish you would like to get on top of it?
See, on time to time, they are upgrading. Upgradation is important. And Honorable Minister is working hard for this upgradation. Suppose you take, I'm a retailer. In my retail business, I have to upgrade. Now e-commerce, q-commerce, and also quality product, and also good price for the quality product. So that's upgradation. That upgradation the government and the honorable ministers are doing. This is, I'm very happy that what they are doing. Because ease of doing business. Now in any investor conference, if you go and attend, they say, how many % of ease of doing business? That is upgradation. So I'm very happy honorable ministers and the government is upgrading on time to time.
Okay.
This gives more confidence to the investors that on time to time the upgradation. In my shop, every 4 to 5 years, my hypermarkets, I am upgrading, changing the I'm just an example, changing the freezers, changing the display, changing the product range. This is all happening because people are health cautious and we need gluten-free, diet food, and egg-free, diabetic food. Like that, the upgradation is coming. Like all the areas, we need upgradation, time to time. So I'm very happy and thankful to the honorable ministers under the dynamic leadership of Majesty. This upgradation is going on, time to time, especially in the Ministry of Economy and Commerce.
So this is a really interesting new point, actually.
Yes.
So instead of all the drama that we have in the world around us.
See, this happens.
Yes.
We saw ups and down, and the prices of petrol like up and down. We saw all this. We faced Corona, COVID, stand still, whole world. But this country, there was no shortage of food, and in this country, there was no price rise. We were also working together with the government, with Excellency, the ministry, that we want to give products, uninterrupted supply of the food products in this great country. This is also our responsibility, also with the government. Private and what Excellency mentioned now, private and public partnership. This is the type of partnership that the government is wishing.
Would you like to build on this point, or?
Yeah, I think, he mentioned, he talked about COVID, okay, and how did we manage COVID very successfully. And there has never been shortage of any goods or services that were very important for people that were not provided by hypermarkets, by supermarkets, by all the chain suppliers. And one of the main reasons was a very clear partnership between the government and the private sector. It worked very well. But beyond that, I think for us also, when we think about private-public partnership, we are also thinking about, how can the private sector, I think we reach a level whereby the private sector is quite well developed, it is quite sophisticated enough, it can provide services, it can provide basic infrastructure, and that is why we have a public-private partnership law that was passed in Oman for this purpose and for this reason, because we think this is a role where we can actually incentivize the private sector even further, give it more role in the economy, give it more role in the creation of jobs, and this has been a very successful experience so far.
Wonderful. Thank you. So, to close this panel, because I promised the organizers to be on time here, a round of speed questions. The same question to all of you. And I'm going to start with you, Mr. Al-Adi, so that you can close the discussion. If there is one crazy idea that you would like to bring into discussion for Oman to consider or to implement, what would it be? So if you have one game changer, it may be related to, I don't know, artificial intelligence, it may be related to this new geopolitical setting that we may have in 10 years, it may be related to new products or the post-oil economy. If there is this one bet that you would like to place on the table here so that everybody can hear it, what would it be?
So I think, Dr. Klein, I think this country is at a unique moment. It's a nation with rich heritage, underpinned by great stability, and have a very ambitious vision for the future. Now, everything on this really sits on its youth and its talents, and how we educate and how we prepare those generations for the future. It's them that's going to carry this future and this country to the future, and so our investment in their capabilities, in technology, in the way that they can stand up and compete with their peers in the region and the world is, I think, so crucial.
Thank you. Mr. Ali?
See, now the world is moving to a different direction. Now AI, digitalization, and technology is coming up, daily upgrading the latest technology. And we should move according to that. We should swim according to that movement. So the great country Sultanate of Oman and the younger generation, they are moving towards that. And we are very happy.
Okay, thank you. Your Excellency, what will you take of those ideas?
Yeah, I think, you are being slightly unfair, Dr. Florian. And I will tell you why. You want us to have one big idea, yet we started the discussion on how to diversify and diversify the economy, diversify the sources of income, and it cannot be done with one, in my opinion, with one policy or one idea.
Yes.
It has to be a multifaceted idea.
Yes.
But I would put a lot of investment in green economy. And when I talk about green economy, I talk about renewable energy. I talk about circular economy. I talk about efficiency. And I think despite the setbacks because of what is happening with the current US government and, their drill baby, go back to fossil fuel and so on. But I think for the sake of humanity, for the sake of the future, for good economic reasons, and I would use, IMF director word, for this, so we will not be toasted. It is very important to go into this direction, into green economy, and I think Oman is pioneering this direction, and I think this is a very important strategy and very successful strategy. It will interlinkage with the rest of the economy, including human resource development, manufacturing, and logistics. So in my opinion, this is the way forward, and this will be the most successful road forward.
Perfect. And with that statement, actually, we closed the loop perfectly, because the best answer to this uncertainty is not simple answers, is not one single idea. It's a consistent set of ideas that you implement, and the steady hand in trying to see it through. And with that happy thought, I thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for the good discussion.